Dear physicists, this is the fourth video of electrostatics 1.4. In this video, we will discuss some special sums related to dipole. Okay? Now, these are the 12th standard. What is a dipole? To equal and unlike charges plus q minus q, they are placed at a very close distance apart, represents your dipole. Midpoint is position, this line is axial, this is equatorial. Now P is the characteristics of dipole, that is called a dipole moment. So now P equal to Q into 2A. Direction of P is negative charge to positive charge, that is opposite to the direction of electric field. If you take electric field in the presence of two charges here, that is called axial line or end-on position, its value is this is. R is the distance of P from dipole. Okay? Now, if A is very small, then you put K to P by RK. What is K? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught in SI, in air or vacuum. If you take this point somewhere here on equatorial line, this is electric field at an equatorial line or broadside position is Kp divided by this value. In 12th class, it was already taught to you. This is Kp divided by Rq if you assume A tends to 0. Now, from what are the conclusions? E proportional to inversely with Rq in case of a dipole, because in case of a monopole, E proportional to 1 by R square. Now, E proportional to directly with the dipole moment. Okay? Now, E axial by E equatorial, this is equal to 2:1. With the use of this, let us solve some various sums. Now, let us consider this is a triangle. Angles are let theta 1 and theta 2. Suppose three charges here minus 2q charge plus q and plus q are arranged in the vertices of a triangle. Now, if this is the combination, if you observe sum of the plus 2 is two charges, positive charges equal to that of the negative charges, then you observe, is there any arrangement of dipole or not? If there is an arrangement, then you use the formula immediately without calculating any other method, using any other method. You imagine this minus q, it is a sum of minus q and minus q. Okay? You take 1 minus q and plus q, dipole moment is along this direction. Another minus q and plus q, dipole moment is another direction. Okay? If this angle is suppose 2 theta, I am taking, you should not take these angles, or you take this is theta 1 and theta 2. You consider this point as origin. Draw a parallel line. If this is theta 1, this is theta 1, so P2 can be resolved into components. This is P2 cos, along this direction is P2 sin. If you resolve P1, this is P1 cos, this is along this direction is P1 sin. So you write at a suddenly Px along x component. This is P1 P2 cos theta 1 minus P1 cos theta 2. This is theta 2, this is theta 1. Okay? Now, what is Py? Py is P1 sin theta 1, theta 2, this is theta 1. P1 sin theta 1 plus P2 sin theta 2. Okay? This is your general principle. For example, if the triangle is an equilateral triangle, for equilateral triangle, so theta 1 equal to theta 2 equal to 60 degree, therefore Px becomes 0 and Py, okay, Py becomes 2 P1 sin 60. Now here P1 magnitude equal to P2 magnitude, because the distance between the charges same, whatever may be the angle. So you can solve this problem by taking this type of technique. This is an example. Okay? Now similarly, if you take here minus q, then plus q, the figure is opposite. 2p sin theta is above direction, upward direction. Okay. Now let us come to the another figure. This is a regular hexagon. Just to imagine 3 charges minus q each, 3 charges plus q each. They are arranged at the vertices of hexagon. Okay. Now side of the hexagon is a. Therefore distance between these two charges is 2a. Distance between these two charges is 2a. Distance between these two charges is 2a. Therefore minus q plus q, they represents one dipole. Moment is p1. Minus q plus q, they represents another dipole. Moment is p2. Minus q plus q, this represents another dipole. Momentum is p3. So one dipole is p3. This is okay. Another dipole is p2 or p1. Another dipole is this is p2. Mark p1, p2, p3. Now these angles are 60 and 60 degree because it is a regular hexagon. So this is 60, this is your 60. If this is the case, then resultant of p2 and p3 that is equal to again p3 or p2, magnitude same because they represents magnitude same. Magnitude of p1, magnitude of p2 and magnitude of p3 are same. Okay, you leave about p1. These two represent two sides, then you draw a parallelogram. Now parallelogram is a rhombus. Okay, now this diagonal is equal to one of this side because this is 60. Okay, so therefore that is this p1 and p2, that is again equal to either p1 or p2 magnitude. Then there is already p1 is there. So resultant momentum in this direction is p1 plus p2 means that is 2p1. If you solve this, then at last you find out the values. What is 2 and what is p1 or p2 or p3, either of the magnitude, q into 2a. This is your dipole moment. Okay. So solve this problem symbolically up to ends and at last you put the formula. Now if the same system, this is suppose minus q, minus q, minus q, minus q, 6 negative charges identical. They are placed at the vertices. If you imagine that is 6 positive charge is at its center, geometrical center, then one positive charge with another negative charge at vertex represents an electric dipole. Therefore these two represents dipole, these two represents dipole, these two dipole moments cancel. This is one dipole moment, this is another dipole moment, cancel. This is dipole moment, this is dipole moment, again cancel. Therefore at this point, at this centroid, so what is the resultant dipole moment? That is equal to 0. Now if question asks there are 5 negative charges, suppose there are 5 negative charges and 5 positive charges at the center, then what is the resultant dipole moment? Now along this direction dipole moment 0, along this direction dipole moment 0, but along this direction there is no charge. Therefore this dipole moment exists. Therefore here resultant dipole moment equal to dipole moment due to this. That means q into this side is a, this is q into a. P equal to q into a. So resultant dipole moment is equal to dipole moment of one dipole. Okay. So similarly, if you take a square of side, so say a, here minus 3q charge, here plus q charge, here plus q charge, here plus q charge. So one minus q, another plus q represents force dipole moment this direction. Another minus q plus q, they represents dipole moment this direction. Third minus q and plus q along this direction. This is p3. Now this figure shows that here p1 equal to p2. Sorry, p1 magnitude equal to p2, but p3 magnitude is not equal to p1. But this is a square. Okay. Therefore p3 magnitude that equal to either P1 root 2 or P2 root 2. Therefore, what is the net resultant moment on minus 3q charge? That is on minus 3q charge, net resultant moment is vector sum of these two. So, sum of vector sum of P1 and P2 is P1 root 2. Okay, this is P1 root 2 plus that is P3. P1 is Q into A into root 2 plus P3 is again Q into this distance. This distance is A root 2. This is A root 2. See, these two are again same. So this is 2 times 2 root 2 into QA. So in this way you can calculate various sums. Now at last we will discuss about equilibrium. If the dipole is placed in a uniform electric field, this is E. Suppose dipole is minus charge to plus charge, that is plus experiences force repulsion. This is repulsion. This is midpoint of the dipole. Now in this case, resultant force is 0. Then dipole is rotated through an angle theta along this direction. Now the force is this. Force is this. If you rotate this dipole with an angle theta by using a torque, then release it. Now the external force due to electric field, it tends to rotate towards its original position. If it has some tendency to rotate its initial position, then that type of equilibrium is called stable equilibrium. Okay, the condition of stable equilibrium is P cap equal to E cap, direction of the field is same, or angle between them is 0 degree, or they are parallel to each other. Now if you rotate the dipole in opposite direction, also it has some tendency. That means in case of a stable equilibrium, dipole will experience simple harmonic motion. If it is a simple harmonic motion, then restoring torque, this is negative of applied torque, that is equal to EP sin theta. Practically theta is a very small, so you write EP into theta. Now what is the torque, magnitude of torque? That is I alpha. I is moment of inertia because there is a rotational effect. Alpha is angular acceleration. This shows that alpha is minus EP divided by I into theta. Now what is this formula? Alpha, acceleration, varies directly with displacement. Negative sign shows that displacement and acceleration are oppositely directed. Therefore, this is the equation of simple harmonic motion. Any motion, if obey this equation, then it is called simple harmonic. If it is simple harmonic, then P equal to 2 pi root over displacement divided by acceleration. So 2 pi root over I divided by, that is EP. Okay, 2 pi root over I divided by EP. So with using this formula, you can calculate. Now the alternatives. This is your electric field again. I am giving electric field. Now the dipole is rotated 180 degree. This side is minus Q. This side is plus Q. So negative repulsion force, positive repulsion force. The direction of forces here outward. Here direction of forces are inward. What is the condition? That is here. That is P cap equal to minus E cap. That means theta equal to pi or 180 degree, and this is anti-parallel. Okay, in literature it is called anti-parallel. If you rotate the dipole, this dipole, some angle theta towards any direction, then force is acting along this direction, this force is acting along this direction. So these two forces shows that though magnitude is the same, resultant force equal to same, but torque is not zero, and torque has no tendency to back the dipole to its initial position. If it has no tendency to recover the initial position, then it is called unstable. Okay. Now this is your all about the entrance characteristics of presentation of a dipole. If you like it, this video, like it, share it and comment it. Thank you all.